Good evening, everybody. This is Robin with another edition of Horror Pop After Midnight. And my guest tonight he's a stuntman, a martial artist, and an actor all in one, Felix Cortes.
Uh-oh. Hey, how you doing? Hello, everyone.
Yeah, pretty cool. Let's talk about your film you were in, Johnny Z. I saw that at the Nightmares Film Festival in Columbus, Ohio. I really enjoyed it, and I loved your portrayal in the movie, too.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was a lot of hard work and a lot of coaching from Jonathan. Yeah.
So what was it like to work on the screen with Michael Merchant? He played Johnny Z, of course, and you were more like, at first you didn't like him, and then you became his like mentor.
Right. It was awesome working with him because Michael, he trained hard. We worked hard. He prepared for the part. He definitely wanted to look, authentic, and because he doesn't have any lines, so all his acting is physical. So he really wanted to do, a great job with that. And I think he pulled it off. Yeah, he did a great job.
You also guys trained together really hard too for the film.
Yes, he would drive up to Maryland, D.C. area, Rockville, Maryland, and we would train at Marble Tots as a gym where the D.C. Stunt Coalition, we all meet on the weekends. So he would come up on Sundays, and we would train there. Yeah.
So, how were you approached to be part of this film?
Well, actually, Dylan Hitz was the fight design. Did the fight design, and he was approached to submit a reel of other projects that he has done to submit, and I was one of the people that was in the reel doing fights and stunts and so on, and I guess that caught Jonathan straight in his eye, and he asked Dylan who I was, and we set up a meeting. I did a reading, and the rest was history.
So was this your first horror type of action sci-fi film?
I did another one, a short film in Miami, and that was called Boñato, where I play a witch hunter, and so it was a horror sci-fi type thing as well. Yeah.
I definitely need to check that out. I like stuff that deals with witch hunters.
Yeah, that was really great because in that film, I didn't have any lines. I was the mystical witch hunter, and I just didn't speak. I was a boñato is a sweet potato,
okay,
right? And you pick it. The boñato pickers, they have a file and a blade, and they're always filing because they're always digging the ground to pick it. So that was my weapon of choice. So I'm a knife guy in both films.
Yeah, the cool thing on Johnny Z, at first I didn't know if you were more like a bad guy or a good guy. It was kind of hard to figure out where your character was going when you captured Johnny Z.
Right. Well, I guess it was I was a good guy with just a bad past and not living just a very good life at the moment. But Johnny Z kind of brought me a little bit out of that, because he reminds me of my son, and I take him in and started training him.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And I thought it was funny how, you guys work well on the screen together. You guys got that great chemistry. And I love, the times where you think you would have him locked down in the basement part of the barn, and he just mysteriously pops up, and you're sitting there going, how'd you get out?
Right. He was very witty. So yeah, it was that was pretty cool. I thought that I liked that part of the script that, it's this guy is a zombie, but yet he's half zombie, half human. So he has intelligence. Jason Delgado, which plays my brother, was the one that's always really freaking out. This guy is crazy. He's half drunk in the movie half the time. So he never really notices when he gets out as well. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I loved his stand-up in it, too. And his jackets he would wear, too. there was a lot of geek references in there. You know, had like
Right.
a Star Wars patch on there. I just love how he was one of the little geek references. Besides him, you know, drinking himself to death.
Well, you know, he was just he's a fighter as well, as you see, you know, in the movie. He comes through for me. You know, he kind of backs me up and saves me in that one particular scene where we have the big fight there. And so yeah, you know, he's a hero within himself. You know, I guess going through his own, you know, demons in the movie, and he chose to drink while I chose to enclose myself and, you know, shut people out.
Yeah, and I love how they gave your character the origin story where it kept on, you know, flashing back and forth from the present to the past, where you were in that situation where you were killing all those zombies, and then it showed your son Johnny, you know, the whole motorcycle. You'd see him riding the motorcycle, and then you go back to the present, and you had like a little figurine of the motorcycle, which is cool. I just love the origin of it, how it really dug deep inside your character to see what type of a man you were.
Right, I like that as well because it gives the audience, it kind of keeps them guessing. You know, what is this guy doing? Like, why is he, you know, keep flashing back to the past, and they don't realize that the moment is that I'm reliving this. I'm trying to beat that time that I was not there to save my son. So I keep trying to beat this time, but at the same time, it tells the story that yes, I was fighting the zombies, but then now I have the same similar fight, you know, with the Nordic soldiers.
Yeah, I know you kicked a lot of butt against those Nordic soldiers. I mean, the choreograph of the fighting scenes, of the choreograph, you know, the martial arts scenes was done pretty well. You can tell you knew what you were doing with all the since you're a martial artist. I mean, and the whole thing where it showed where you kept on training every day when you heard that voice on that speaker.
Right. Well, it started off as the main weapon for the character was the samurai sword. But once Jonathan saw that I was a martial arts instructor, like in real life, that, you know, I was a grandmaster in Filipino martial arts, and he saw my reels, I suggested that to keep it true to my character and what I do personally, I introduced him or showed him different type of machetes and swords and stuff. And we decided to go with barong. That's the particular blade that I use. It's a Filipino traditional blade. And so I thought that that would, since I'm a Filipino martial arts master in the movie, that would go really well.
Yeah, and I also like the part too where you would go to that one nightclub with the flamboyant character where he was trying to kiss on you and stuff. I was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "You don't kiss on a you know, a martial art master. What are you doing, dude?"
Right. I think the only reason I didn't do anything to him is because I kept getting money. He was useful to me, you know, and so he ran the whole thing anyway. So, you know, I actually just, you know, I fought for him, and I made him money. So, you know, it was pretty cool, an interesting character.
Yeah, I like the cage fighting scenes you were in too. The guy you were fighting in the cage, was he like also a martial artist or a stuntman?
Well, there was 3 different fights there. One of the gentlemen, Charles, he was a professional bodybuilder. He's a champion. The other 2 gentlemen, they are also professional martial artists. And the last fight was with William Raymond, and that was one of my students from back in the day. I brought him in. I thought he would play a good character as the vicious zombie at the end, because he's also a fitness trainer and a black belt in martial arts.
Yeah, and then also, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen the film, but your character, you know, it's kind of like a little spoiler, but not. But I kind of cried.
Yeah, I think that when I got the sneak peek view, I kind of got a little bit of chills and a little sentimental myself.
It was because you did such a good job playing that character, and when I was watching the audience, we were so invested in your character, and then finding out like that, you can feel it in the theater. We all felt the same symphony.
Wow, thank you. That really means a lot to me, because one of the things that I discussed with Jonathan was that, yes, I'm a martial artist. I know I can pull off the action, but to me, if I cannot pull off, the acting, if I can't sell that character, then, it's really going to be difficult. I didn't want to be just like a martial arts guy trying to, to act and then rely just on my physicality, my martial arts movement. I really wanted to, deliver the character, the acting part. So, but we went through the scenes. He would ask me to play the scene out, and then he would coach me and give me ideas and stuff. So yeah, Jonathan was a big help, my mentor throughout the film. Helped me out a lot.
So when you were working with Michael as well, did you guys do a little training and practicing to get that certain scene perfected, or how'd you guys work to get that? Because the fight scenes with you and him were just good. It was like you guys connected. You know what was going to happen next without even thinking it. So did you do some practices runs, or did you work out how it made it?
Yeah, we definitely rehearsed the scenes. But what we did, I would show him drills that I do for Filipino combatives, Filipino martial arts, right? We would drill specific movements so he can have the mechanics, and look like he's been training in Filipino martial arts for quite some time. Then when we rehearsed we would rehearse the choreography, and I think it came out well on the screen.
All right. Now let's talk about, your martial arts experience, because you've been training for many years. You also did 2 episodes for Marvel's Daredevil and The Punisher.
Right. Actually, it was a 1 episode each on The Punisher. I went in as did some stunt driving for one of the scenes on season 3, episode 2, I believe it was. And on Daredevil, I played an assailant. And it's just, those are roles, sometimes as a stunt person, or most of the time I should say, you don't get seen, or you don't want to be seen, because your job is to be invisible, is to take the hits and make, the other guy look good. But I get lucky, here and there, and I get casted as a featured stunt actor or action actor type of thing. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
So when you did both, The Punisher and Daredevil, did you get to meet John Berthenol? And what was it like to meet him on the set?
Yeah, well, you as a stunt person, you go in, you do your job, and you have to know your boundaries and stuff. So you kind of lay low. So yeah. Unless you have a specific scene with the main actors and so on. So yeah, you get to meet them. But pretty much I'm just, I'm there to do a job.
That's right. And now you are doing a job down in Atlanta, and it's like hush hush. And, and I'm trying to pry it out of you. You're like, no, I can't say nothing.
Right. Well, basically, I was in Puerto Rico working on a film. I did 2 films in Puerto Rico before I came to Atlanta.
Okay.
And so I came here to train, and see what opportunities can arise from that. Let's just say that.
So you did 2 films in Puerto Rico, what you just said.
Yes.
Is there a lot of filming done in Puerto Rico?
Yes, there's quite a bit of filming. Fantasy Island is the TV show has been filmed in Puerto Rico. The Resort is another show that has been filmed in Puerto Rico. They did some scenes of the Cobra Kai in Puerto Rico. We did Survive the Game with Bruce Willis. Was filming, and I was casted with a role as an actor on that. Actor slash stunts. And we also did the Fortress 2 with Bruce Willis in Puerto Rico. So there's quite a bit of filming done in Puerto Rico. Yeah.
So you got to work with the boss, Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
What was it like to work with Bruce Willis, and was he a pretty cool dude?
Yeah, actually, it was pretty awesome. I did a scene with him, and you're always nervous a little bit, but once they say action, you're there to do a job. You have to be professional, so you do your thing, and then after they say cut, then you go, oh, I got through it. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was awesome. He was very nice, and it was cool. It was cool.
So you studied martial arts for like many years. So what got you into stunt work? Did some of the martial arts play a part of that?
Yes, definitely. Martial arts played a part in that. I used to be a break dancer as well back in the 80s, right?
Break dancer?
Yeah,
wow.
Break dancer. I toured with Run DMC, the Fat Boys, Houdini, Grandmaster Flash, rap groups from my era,
My era too.
Yeah. And so, martial arts, breakdancing, performing, definitely helped me to get into stunts. I met a gentleman by the name of Jeff Moldovan, and he introduced me to another gentleman that was a stunt coordinator in Miami. And, that's how I got my break.
So when you get in stunt work, when you do like a certain gag or like a certain scene, how much preparation does it take you to get into that before you do it?
Yeah, the preparation starts at the gym. We do a lot of training. We do, a lot of choreography, different types of choreography. So when you get into a particular part, or you go to do a particular stunt, you just need to, follow what the coordinator, sets forth based on what the, directors and the producers want. And it starts in the gym, and your training and your skills, as in martial arts, it's what takes you through, get through the job.
So when you were in martial arts, were you ever in any like tournaments?
Yes, I used to compete nationally. I was a member of the DKT Force One National Karate Team. We were 1984 WK World Champions. We fought in Battle of Atlanta, Empire State Championships, mainly like A and AAA tournaments. It's the NASCA, the North American Sports Karate Association, and the National Black Belt League.
That's pretty good. You're like the jack of all trades. I mean, a break dancer, a martial artist, a stunt coordinator, actor. So of all that stuff you're doing, what are you going to be doing next after that?
Well, for further, I'm not a stunt coordinator. I do, some choreography. I had the opportunity to do that, but I wouldn't call myself a coordinator. What a coordinator does, especially behind the scenes, is a tough job. So before I can put that jacket on or call myself a coordinator, I get to take off my hats to all the coordinators that that really, really work hard and have earned that right. So maybe inspiring, one day or something. But yeah. I'm sorry. What was the rest of your question?
It's like this. It's like I'll enjoy my stunt work, and maybe later on when I'm wiser like Miyagi, then I'll be the coordinator.
Sure.
Okay.
One step at a time. Yeah. I don't want to misrepresent myself.
Let's go back to Michael Merchant on Johnny Z. When I interviewed him in Columbus, he spoke very highly of you. Yeah, he did. Look at your look on your face.
Whoa, wow,
but
Michael.
Yeah, he did, and then
awesome.
sometimes he talks to you once in a while. So, did you have any interesting stories with him on the set?
Oh yeah, yeah. We have interesting stories with everyone. I mean, we filmed this. We started and it was like super hot. So everyone is, going through these hot nights and stuff. Then it got super cold because we took a break and then we had to film again. And then we're going through freezing nights and no heat and stuff, and moods flying and stuff. What are you doing? Things like that. But it was all in love. Everyone pulled through, and in the end, we did our jobs, and I think it was showing when you guys see the movie.
Yeah, it was pretty good, and I love how he wore the mask. He kind of reminded me of Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I think that Michael really had it tough because he had to sell that character just on head movements, body placements and stuff. Just like a look up, and I thought that at times it was funny. That he was funny. Like he'd come to the room, I'm like, what the hell? Or Crisanto, jumping, like, what are you doing here? Just things like that, him sitting on the couch, like just hanging out, in the house, and how did he get there? So yeah, I think Michael, considering, he did an awesome job with the character.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and how it ended. What Michael's saying, they're thinking about doing a sequel. I hope they do.
I hope so.
Yeah, but
I hope so.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the film. I didn't know what to suspect when I went into it because I was there watching movies and doing reviews and stuff, and I was there on Sunday. It's like, this Johnny Z looks pretty interesting. So I popped in and I just really liked it. I mean, I like to support a lot of indie films. There's some good indie films out there, that really don't get up to the main extreme. I think there's some indie films that are just as good as some of the main extreme films you see out there in Hollywood.
Sure, and some indie films have made it, to the big time, and have gotten a big budget for a sequel or so on. So yeah, it's possible. There are a lot of good movies out there. I'm just noticing that it's getting a little dark. You guys are all right?
Yeah, I see that. It's getting dark out there because I'm talking to you on the screen. And
right.
Yeah, first it was daylight out there in Georgia. Now it's dark like it's here in Ohio. Ooh. Hey, too bad we didn't do the interview last night with that red lunar moon.
Oh, that's right.
I'd be like trying to stare right behind you. Let me see that red moon.
Yeah.
So
not tonight.
I know you're just like looking around, going, "What?"
We're good.
So, what are some upcoming projects you're going to be doing next?
Yeah, right now, upcoming, I don't have anything that I can really speak about. But if there are, then I'll be more than happy, to speak about that. Oh, but we do have the Apple TV will be premiering the end of this month. I think it's the 27th. Echo 3. Echo 3 is a TV show that we shot in Colombia.
Nice.
And our trailer is out. I'll post it on my page. I can post it again. And that's action, a lot of action, and
that's what I'm talking about.
Excitement. Yeah. It's called Echo 3, and I'll repost it, and everyone can check it out. I'll post some pictures as well.
I definitely like to check that out too. I also like to I like to see you more in some more indie action films. Who knows? Maybe you'll do a film with Scott Adkins.
Who knows? I would love to. You'll never know. I mean, possibility is there. If you believe it, you dream it, it can be possible.
So where can everybody find you on social media to see what you're going to be doing next?
Yeah, you can find me on Felix Cortes on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram, Felix Cortes on Instagram. Felix Cortes underscore, I believe it is.
Oh yeah, underscore. I like how you do that. It's Felix Cortes, but it's underscore with a karate chop score.
Right.
Thank you so much for coming on. I know you have a busy schedule doing that show here in Atlanta where you can't say anything, and all this week I've been trying to pry it out of your head, and you're doing a good job not saying nothing.
Right. Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate you having me on your podcast, and let's see what the future brings.
Exactly.